And welcome to the first men's game of the afternoon between Scarborough Sharks and Andinos. Sharks in the traditional royal blue, shooting from left to right on your screen, and the Andinos in the white, shooting from right to left. And going through the lineups for the Sharks, it's Gareth Chevelle, the number 7. Bharat Jaja, the number 14. Josh Chevelle, the number 10. Brandon Oosthuizen, the number 6. Flynn Nolan, the number 8. Michael Middleton, the number 76. Matteo Rolotta, the number 11. Spiro Nenadic, the number 15. And Tyler Tate, the number 3. And for the Andinos, it's Oscar Gongora wearing the number 5. Jaden Ashmore in net, the number 1, coming off the back of a man-of-the-match performance last week, along with Cesar Perez, the number 7, Luca Bergamy, the number 4, Miguel Salas, the number 11, Adrian Roth, the number 14, and Christian Mejia, the number 9. And both teams coming off a win last weekend. The Andinos causing arguably the upset of the round with a 2-1 victory over Phoenix. And it was the Sharks taking out Footscrubs 3-0. The Andinos with a couple of new signings. Adrian Roth, been quite prevalent in other competitions over the past few seasons. A very good player, and along with that, Christian Mejia, who I haven't seen much of before, but will be looking forward to seeing what he can do. As the Sharks have a corner, and Chevelle, but that one's parried away by Ashmore. And a kick in on the opposite side. And they look to go through the middle, Chevelle. And now the Andinos are on the counter-attack. Gongora has got Mejia at the back post and looks to get around Nenadic, but puts it into touch. Gongora fires, but only as far as Nenadic. And now Chevelle. He's being pressed and looks to get the ball down the line to Nolan, but Gongora's sliding challenge is enough. And Nolan, the return ball inside, and now Chevelle. But Ashmore stands his ground. Now another chance on the break for the Andinos. But Nenadic, ever present in shooting that one behind. As we see the first substitute made of the match, who stays in on Brandon, the number 6, for the number 11, Matteo Rolotta. And now Chevelle, Nolan, Nenadic, and back to Nolan. In the middle to Oosthuizen, who bounces back to the feet of the number 8. And now Oosthuizen's away. And he fires his shot, but it misses to the near post. As Jorge Escobar looks to be coming on, but they've left it for another play. And now Gongora looking through for Mejia, but Middleton comes off his line and slides that one out for a side ball. And Oscar Gongora will take this one for the Andinos. Mejia, Gongora! And that one off the back of Adrian Roth. In fact, must have been off the back of Oosthuizen, who's pointing to give that one for a corner. And now a chance for the Andinos to work Middleton. And the shot coming in, but that one saved by Middleton easily. And the long ball, Nolan, but cut out by Bergamy. Mejia, Adrian Roth. And back to Mejia, Bergamy, and a back row. Gongora. And he's being pressed by Nenadic, who's won it back. And still Nenadic. But he pushed Gongora in the back there. And the decision goes favourably for the Andinos. And they'll restart.
So just interestingly, having a look at the stats from the first part of the game, there hasn't been a lot of consistency with the pass completion, a lot of turnovers with only a few passes in between. But in saying that, in the last 30 seconds, both teams have strung together 4+ passes on a few occasions. So both teams still warming up into the game. Sharks with the most attack, though, with the most shots. And we see another one there from Chevelle.
And Nenadic firing that one into the side netting. Ashmore can collect in. Bergamy, Roth, inside, Bergamy, Escobar, Magia, and Escobar, he's gone down, but referee says no. And the Sharks are on the counter-attack quickly. Nenadic, ball inside, it stays in! But Ashmore's made the save, and a very good one at that. After the decision not going the way of the Andinos, Sharks hit them quickly on the break, and they look to again, but Magia cuts it out. Adrian Roth. And he gets his shot off early, but Middleton's equal to it. Middleton over the top. Eustasien's running in support, and another big chance! But he couldn't hit the target there, Eustasien. And the Andinos with another let-off. Magia, Eustasien in a tussle. But Magia comes out the better of the two and plays Roth. Roth resets with Bergamy. Escobar inside. Magia dummies it for Roth. And Nenadic cleans up nicely. Chevelle, quick feed on the byline. And stress it out to Eustasien, who's kept it in. Nolan and Chacha on it now. Chevelle, the 1-2. Eustasien, but Ashmore called into action again. Bergamy. Roth. Back to Bergamy. And the ball down the line. But Middleton comes off his line and cleans up. And Barat Chacha. A good ball for Eustasien. He's fired with a toe poke, but it's still alive to be won. Chacha on the follow-up. And blocked by Escobar. As Adrian Roth checks off to the bench. And the number 8 coming on now for the Andinos. And Chevelle on the follow-up. And again, Chevelle! He squandered that opportunity. And if the Sharks do go down today, they'll be ruining these earlier missed opportunities. And here's another one. But Chacha scuffs his effort right into the corner, but the corner of the building. As Ashmore, Chevelle wins in front. And now Nolan, but Ashmore blocks with the foot at his near post. Chevelle, Nolan, Chacha, Nolan goes down, nothing called. And Chacha shot over the bar. And I think the rolling foul has been given, but you wonder whether they would have benefited more from the free kick rather than the advantage. The Sharks have been lethal from set plays this season. It's got them out of a couple of precarious situations as Tyler Tate checks on for his first minutes of the game. Tate, Chevelle, and back to Tate. Barat Chacha, and Tate's alone. But Perez gets back in a timely fashion and puts the ball out for a kick in. And to the back post, Tate. But Bergamy's intercepted. Escobar. And the ball in the middle. And the 1-2 down the line, but Chacha will see it out. Middleton to the feet of Bharat Jar Jar. Gareth Chevelle in the middle to Josh. Now back out. Jar Jar, Chevelle. Gareth Chevelle is strong for options. Finds Jar Jar, but it's a loose ball. And Bergamy's got a chance here. But he is on his weaker left foot and sent that one wide of Middleton's post. And it's a timeout. And Middleton will restart here. Chevelle. Tate. Back to Chevelle, who goes over the top to Josh. But Ashmore puts that one into the roof. Chevelle in the middle, Josh Chevelle, Gareth. The ball forward for Jar Jar, a poor one. Perez. Escobar. Bergamy. In the middle to Perez. And he's got two to beat. Gets beyond Tate, but can't beat Chevelle. And the timeout that they requested earlier has now been awarded. Still 0-0 here. A couple of big chances at either ends, especially for the Sharks, who'll be kicking themselves that they aren't a couple of goals to their good. A big game for both teams. Currently, both have only picked up the one loss this season. Sharks, 2 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, having played a game less than the Andinos, who have picked up 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss, including a couple of surprise upsets to the Cobras and Phoenix in recent weeks, but they're without a couple of their star players. Nicholas Serrano would be the main one. And both teams will take the court. Andinos have a side ball on the far touchline. And Perez tees up Bergamy. And flashing wide of the post. But the ball over the top is read well by Bergamy. Cesar Perez. Escobar. Bergamy. Perez. Escobar. Cuts inside. Still Escobar. But again, on his weaker left foot, dragging that one wide of the post. It's good feet to cut inside by Jorge Escobar. A gifted dribbler for the Andinos. And now Rolotto's under pressure by Escobar. Nenadic. And it looks to clear that one up the line to safety, but blocked by Escobar on the way through. The Sharks will get it back. Nenadic loves it forward. And the ball's still alive to be won. Jar Jar, he can't bring it down. Escobar. Bergamy back rolls it to Ashmore. And in the middle to Perez, who misses it. And rolls through to Middleton. Rolotto. Nenadic. Nenadic has been in good form, looking for the back post. But getting cut out by Bergamy, who's been very good so far. And now here he is again, Perez. In the middle, Jorge Escobar. And the flick on Bharat Jar Jar now in a tussle with Perez, who plays it. A nice little Bergamy, Escobar. And now Andinos with a chance. Bergamy. Perez does well to beat Rolotto. Escobar, the Sharks stepping up high. Perez And the ball given away there. Perez, Escobar, Bergamy. And Nenadic wins it. Down the line to Tate, who reached but couldn't get there. And Nolan back on now for Bharat Jaja as that ball looking for the runner Gongora as Tate checks to the bench. Who stays him back on. Nenadic. Who stays in. And Nenadic once again. Ball over the top. Nolan can't direct his effort goalward. And the ball in the middle to Escobar. Roth. Gongora. Nenadic wins it back. And now Nenadic is away. The save by Ashmore. Once again, Gongora. Escobar's away. They've got numbers 4 with the Andinos, Escobars. Perez's ball rather behind the runner Escobar. Israelota makes way to the bench for Chevelle. Chevelle, Nolan. And a great ball through to Ustason, one-on-one! But he couldn't convert. Another big chance going begging for the Sharks. It looks like Ashmore did touch it. I'm not sure if he really changed the direction of the ball. It looked like the shot was going to miss either way. And it looks like they'll get another one. Chevelle's shot.
Lift the camera up. There's a scoreboard in the top right corner, Greg. There's a scoreboard in the top right corner, so you lift the camera up.
And Chevelle, ball to the back post. But nothing doing.
That's better.
Come. Flynn, bounce up. Here comes Bill.
And Bergamy, Escobar, Gongora. And the ball through, Roth's away, but who stays in with the challenge? Escobar. And poke through the middle. And now Roth, Gongora. Down the line, but can't get around Chevelle.
Come back.
And it gets called back a couple of meters. Gongora, the one to take. Escobar, Roth, Mejia, Escobar, and looks down the line, but behind for a side ball. Gongora to take it, and Roth in the middle to Escobar. And back out to Adrian Roth, who fires and is still alive. Mejia. Middleton makes the save with his face. And he's done awfully well there, Middleton. A brave save. Wouldn't have been very pleasant. As Adrian Roth looks like he's going to line up another one. And that one off the outside of the post. And Roth again. It looks like the Andinos are getting a bit more of the momentum. And just as we say that, Tom Lynch for the Sharks calls the timeout to kill it. And we'll go to a momentary break. What a game we've got on our hands. Don't go anywhere.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions.
As Chevelle, his ball down the line, looks for Nolan, but not on this occasion.
Hey, press in there.
You know you can speak.
Magia, Escobar lays it off for Ashmore, who clears. And Middleton, a long ball, Nolan. His touch took him away from goal, but the diagonal ball to the back post. And you can see exactly what he was trying to do. But Ustazen just couldn't get there in time. And Ashmore, a throw to the feet of Roth, who's being pressed. Escobar, ball through the middle, Magia, and now Gongora. Cuts inside, but to no avail. Resets with Escobar. Magia, Escobar again. And Roth in a tussle. Ustazen does well. And still Ustazen gets around Gongora and fires, but Ashmore is equal to it once again. And put that one behind for a corner. And as we're approaching the conclusion of this first half, will we see either side break the deadlock? Chevelle's shot flies wide of the bar. And now Escobar, Gongora spins around and Chevelle marshals him well. Chevelle to Josh Chevelle, and now Gongora on the turn wins the kick in for his side. Luca Bergamy back on. Hasn't had much of a break. He's probably been the standout for the Andinos. Very solid in that fixo role. Sporting a fresh pair of Joma top flexes. And an uncharacteristic pass from Bergamy there, giving it away. He stays in. Chevelle to Josh Chevelle. And Gareth Chevelle again. He stays in. Nolan. And still Nolan. He's done well. He's got on his feet now. Nolan and toe poke. Ashmore. A bicycle kick clearance. Chevelle. Flynn Nolan. And misses at the near post. Sharks have to be more efficient. And Nenadic letting that one run. Middleton, he stays in now. And finds Nolan, who goes over the top for Chevelle. Left foot who stays in. And the Sharks have a free kick.
Josh, set it up.
In the area of the court. They've been dangerous for them in recent weeks. And none other than their set piece specialist, Josh Chevelle, standing over it. Lays it off to Chevelle, who goes back to Nolan. And Nolan on the left, who stays in there. But the chance peters out, and Chevelle, who was fouled, now gives one away. Bergamy missed the opportunity to play it quickly, but now over the top. And Perez acknowledges the pass. And a long ball from Middleton. Chevelle couldn't keep it in. And a time violation there for the Andinos. The Sharks will have one last roll of the dice. 19 seconds left in the first half.
19 seconds left.
And Nolan fires, but straight at Ashmore. And now Paris is under pressure. Bergamy plays out of it nicely. And a chance for the Andinos in the counter-attack. Magia, but Middleton makes a save. And it's a handball from Roth that was missed in the end. In fact, no, it was given.
Ball from the side.
It wasn't given, but there was a definite handball there from Adrian Roth. And now he stays in. He's going to send this one long, but too long in fact. And 3 to Ashmore, who will do the same up the other end. Magia. And with a second left on the clock, we will go into halftime with the scores level at 0-0. A very end-to-end entertaining first half. We will have a quick ad break and be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Roth, Bergamy, Escobar, and looking for the return ball to Bergamy, but rolls under his foot. Rolota, ball forward to target. Barat Chacha, back to Nenadic, and now Rolota. Chacha. Rolota again. And Nenadic with a bit of space and fires. And that one didn't miss by much. Ashmore scrambling across his line and just flashing past the post. And a loose ball there from Jorge Escobar. Rolota deflected behind, but it was off Barat Jaja's foot, so they won't be awarded a corner. It's Jaden Ashmore. He sends it long, but Nenadic intercepts in front, and on the run he has a shot, but saved with the feeder Ashmore. Now Jaja, Chevelle, Nenadic. Holds off Berkamy and looks to turn inside. Hernandez, Escobar, the 1-2 with Hernandez, but the pass a meter or so astray. And Chacha, ball forward's a good one. Nenadic, he's got Rolota in support, but looks to go himself. And it's a loose ball now. The Andinos clean it up. Berkamy. And the ball over the top. The Middleton comes and collects. Chacha. Chevelle. And Rolota. Nenadic. Back to Rolota. In the middle to Chacha. And Chacha's lost out. The Andinos with a chance. Ross can't beat Nenadic. He stood his ground, however, the foul has been given, and Nenadic picking up a yellow card for his troubles. And now the Andinos with a chance in a similar scenario to the one the Sharks had in the first half. And Luca Bergamy standing over this one. The Italian Out wide to Roth, and it's deflected, but behind for a corner. Just missing Middleton's post. Rather fortunate for the Sharks. And Bergamy and the ball through, but Escobar can't turn it goal bound. Nenadic brings it up. And out wide to Chevelle, who looks for the diagonal border a Lotta. And Bergamy spins in. And now a chance for the Andinos on the counter. Ball to the back post. Hernandez cleared. And behind for a corner. And Adrian Roth, actually, they've opted in the middle. And Rolota in a foot race with Hernandez. Ross restarts with his keeper. Ashmore, Bergamy, flicks it on. Rolota to Charger, who turns. And still Charger. Starts again with Middleton. Chevelle, Nenadic. And the ball over the top is inch perfect for Chevelle. Ashmore makes the save and cleared behind for the Andinos. And the call not going the Andinos' way. They're furious on the bench. And the shot from Nenadic, touched by Ashmore. Ashmore well within the double digits for saves already today. He's been at the top of his game this season. And despite it being his first season in the Supa-Liga as a relatively unknown figure, he's going to be a contender for the Golden Boot and a Golden Glove rather, and saves like that are just about the reason why. As Brandon, who stays in on for Charger. In fact, it was for a lot rather, as Chevelle. Charger, back to Chevelle, Nenadic, and the ball forward, Charger. He's got Escobar to beat, and plays it off the number 18 and out for a kick in. Nenadic scored from a similar scenario last week, but got that one horribly wrong. All the way out for a sideline kick. And the ball forward. Chevelle with pressure incoming. And a good ball out from Middleton. Charger, Nenadic, Chevelle. Looking for the ball over the top to who stays in, but blocked by Magia. And inside to Barat Charger, who's lost out. Magia with Chevelle to beat. And he's got it around him. Magia deflected. And it's again behind. The rolling foul called against the Sharks. And Bergamy looking for the shot. Missing that far post, but not by much. And Middleton to Nenadic. And the ball forward, Nolan, Nenadic, Chevelle, back to Nenadic, who stays on the outside, and the ball through to Chevelle, but it's been intercepted, and now the Andinos with a chance. Magia, Chevelle gets the foot in. Magia, in fact it was Roth rather who fired off the shot, but not on target. And Nolan, a good first touch, but put behind by Bergamy. And Nenadic looks like he's setting himself for a shot. And Nenadic shoots to the back post. The ball's there to be won. And Chevelle looked like he was going to pull the trigger at the top of the D. But Andinos got the toe in at the vital time. Chevelle, who stays in. And back out to Nenadic. And the ball forward, Chevelle looking for it, but deflected behind. And now he stays in. Nolan, and he fires off the shot, but only as far as Escobar. That one pushing Nolan back quite deep. And the ball to Nenadic. And he's gone down at the top of the D, but nothing called. And now the Andinos are on the counter-attack. Escobar. And across the face of goal, Mejia. Couldn't add the finishing touch. And how late are we going to see the opening goal? And the ball from Chevelle. Nenadic flicks it on. And will we see an opening goal, or will the game finish 0-0? It's unlikely, but not inconceivable. 11 minutes left on the clock. And that one not called out. Roth fires into Middleton and Chevelle. And down the line to Nenadic. He's got Escobar to beat and turns. Ashmore makes the save. And a counter-attack for the Andinos. Mejia. Roth. Fires, but into the side netting. End to end. I can hardly catch a breath. And you wonder about the players. And Nenadic getting his touch wrong on that occasion. And now Perez, Escobar, Mejia. And looks to send Gongora through. Nolan, Chevelle, Nolan, and Nolan's looked to play Josh Chevelle, but a stray ball on the left foot. Escobar, Nolan stands his ground, but the call will go the way of the Andinos. Mejia, Cesar Perez, back to Mejia. Cesar Perez again. Keeping possession now, the Andinos, but the Sharks step up, and it's been given away. Ustazen in a tussle with Perez, and he's come out the better of the two. Chevelle. Ustazen, got to be careful, and plays it all the way back to Middleton, who feeds Nenadic. Ustazen. And given away, a big chance. Jorge Escobar, but Middleton's done enough. And a bad giveaway there from Ustazen. He knows it. You would have thought on any other occasion it would have been the opening goal, but both keepers at the top of their game and strikers not necessarily at the top of their finishing today. Ashmore to Bergamy. And in the middle to Gongora. Escobar feeds Gongora through, and now a chance. The Gongora into the side netting. As Tate comes back on Nolan. A good ball across for Chevelle, who looks to feed Tate down the line, but blocked for a side ball. And Chevelle, Gareth Chevelle, and Nolan. Chevelle's in trouble, but he's fed through Tate. And Tate does well to hold on to the ball. Chevelle. And Tate's lurking at the back post. Gareth Chevelle, Escobar, Perez, back to Escobar, a loose ball. And Perez is under pressure, but deals with it nicely. And Bergamy's got space to drive forward. But he restarts with Escobar. Perez. Bergamy again. Back to Perez. And back to Bergamy. And Nolan's on Escobar's touch, but couldn't keep it in. It's Hernandez back on the court. Gongora. Perez. Down the line to Gongora. Hernandez looks to feed through Gongora. Nolan in the tussle. Ustazen, got to be careful. Tate. Chevelle. And looks to cut in on the left foot. Bergamy being pressed high by Tate. And Tate's done well there. Bergamy's done better. Perez dummies for Hernandez. Across goal. Bergamy. Gongora. He's looked to feed through Perez, but Chevelle did well. And now a chance for the Andinos. Hernandez. Down the line. Perez. Back post. Perez again. And it's finished. Cesar Perez breaks the deadlock for the Andinos. And with under 7 minutes remaining, they've scored the opening goal of the match, and we'll see if we caught that one on the replay. We just missed it. And Chevelle. Nolan. Can the Sharks respond? Nolan fires. Parried. And now Chevelle pressing. Ball's alive at the top of the D. And the Sharks, in fact, the decision going the way of the Andinos. The Sharks aren't happy. And Roth, the ball forward to Gongora. But Tate intercepts in front and behind for a side ball. Hernandez. Gongora chips it forward to Perez, who lays it off to Gongora. Can he double the lead? And the toe poke, straight to goal. As Barat Cha-Cha comes on, Flynn Nolan substituted out of the match. And Tate, Chevelle, Cha-Cha, can he be the hero? He scored important goals in recent weeks. The big target for the Sharks. And so has this man Chevelle, who responded when they needed him most against Phoenix. And they're going to need a call upon him again. Perez being pressed by Tate. And a timeout being given or being called by the Andinos. So we'll have a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Everybody in the centre's on the edge of their seats as to how this one's going to go. Minutes left. Will we see the Sharks deploy the fly keeper? That's Hernandez. Ball to Roth. He's got Gongora on the overlap, and this is a big chance. Gongora just missing the far corner. And another timeout called. A bit anticlimactic. And we'll have another momentary break and be back in a second. I just thought it's worth mentioning, it looks like the Sharks are playing fifth man now. Josh Chevelle, the number 10, wearing the bib. And it usually goes one or two ways. But when fifth man is played, goals are usually scored. If the Sharks play well, it'll get them back into the match. If they give away the ball cheaply, the Andinos are going to have that empty net to fire into. It stays in. Nolan. Can he work his magic? He stays in again. Nolan. And ball over the top. Eustachen's under pressure, gonna have to be careful, and is. And the ball over the top again, Chafel! And as he was about to pull the trigger, Escobar got a foot in. They've got an empty net. Eustachen does very well there, the captain. And the Sharks will be looking to employ that high press as soon as they give away possession. Escobar, Bergamy, Roth, Nenadic does well in a tussle with Roth, but Jonathan Silas points to left of screen. Nolan in the corner, Chevelle across the face, and the ball's still alive to be finished. And could that go in? It went over the court divider. And behind for a kick in. Eustachen. Nolan. Down the line to Nenadic. Nolan again. Eustachen. Nolan. Chevelle now. In the middle. Charger. Had to try and turn and shoot, but to play the ball out wide instead. And Eustachen does well, but can't direct his pass to a teammate. And if the Andinos win this, they will temporarily take top spot on the ladder.
You already called one. You called one already.
Nolan, Chevelle, a loose pass. The ball's there to be won. Roth, can he find the empty net? Perez, Escobar, and Escobar shoots, but to no avail. And the Sharks riding their luck with 90 seconds left on the clock. Eustachen, Nolan, back to Eustachen and back to Nolan. Ball to the back post, given away. Bergamy shoots. And Nolan keeps it in. Nenadic, no foul called. Sharks are on the attack. Ball to the back post. Charger. And again Charger. Bergamy, there's no keeper in net. He can't finish. And it looks like they won a corner, but it hasn't been awarded. In fact, the corner has been awarded. Chevelle substituting out. Michael Middleton back on. 1 minute and 8 seconds left on the clock. Bergamy, Perez, the goal scorer, a loose touch. Nenadic, ball forward's a good one. Nolan, who stays in. Charger, they've got to get it moving on quickly. Nenadic, who stays in again. Back to Nenadic. And who stays in. Chevelle inside. Who stays in. Loose touch. Ball still alive to be won. And they've got the corner of the Sharks. They need to be efficient. Chevelle looks like he was clipped on the way through, hobbling off. But he'll have to stay on for his team. It is a free kick rather on the edge of the D. The very edge. And a chance for them to work Jaden Ashmore, who's been called upon so many times already and has been unbeatable thus far. Can they change it? Eustachen standing over it. It'll most likely be a dummy to Josh Chevelle. And that's exactly what they do. Chevelle, shot blocked. Ball's up in the air. And it's hit the court divider. And the call going favourably for the Sharks. Chevelle, Nenadic, And they need a goal, but shots like that aren't going to cut it. And Ashmore, he sends this one long. They've got no keeper, now they do. And they've got the ball back. They're riding their luck. 26 seconds left on the clock. Who stays in? One last roll of the dice for the Sharks. Chevelle shoots and blocked behind. It's eaten up 9 seconds. Can Andinos hold on? Ustason, ball forward, and again Ustason! But couldn't find the target. And they've got to press high. The Andinos will look to run the seconds off the clock. Ustason can only head it into touch. And it's eaten up 3 seconds. Berkhamie chips up forward. Nenadic, Cha-Cha. And he needed to be clean. It was a loose pass, and now with 6 seconds left, they've got to press high. Ashmore, got to be careful. And almost getting dispossessed, but the Andinos with the call, and with 1 second left on the clock, it's going to be enough. And the final whistle goes. The Andinos hold on. What is a memorable victory. Cesar Perez, the lone goal scorer for his side. And they leapfrog the Northern Hawks and the West Coast Cobras and claim a top spot until the next fixture between Phoenix and AFC. And we'll just run through the statistics. Very even contest in terms of the attempted passes. Andinos and Sharks 331 to 300 completed passes. Sharks 230 to 199. Sharks with a better passing percentage of 69 to 66. Sharks with the bulk of possession 55 to 44. And in the shot attribute, with the shot category, the Sharks outplaying the Andinos completely. 43 shots, 23 on target. Andinos with the 23 shots, 10 on target, but they made it count and they were clinical when called upon. And that's all you need in a game of futsal to win. The 1 goal was enough. And we'll be back in an hour's time with the next live stream game of the round.